àròwó dájọ́ ṣùgbọ́n arọ́pẹ́dá mọ́rí àbábíkà ìyá Ramadan gbogbo ẹnu ló máa gbẹ bí àsìkò Harmattan olúwa dákun jọ gbẹ́bẹ̀ mi benefit mo fẹ́ jẹ mi ò fẹ́ jẹ̀bi ẹni tó wà nǹkan àwẹ̀ kó má rí mi ní kọ́nà bíbẹ̀ kó agba lámbà bí olúwa bọ́nà báríkà ìyá Rasulullah máàkì mi pàdé lọ kí jù máa bẹ̀rù ọlọ́run tákùlà láìlà ìlàlà báríkà ìyá Rasulullah máàkì mi lọ kí jù máa bẹ̀rù ọlọ́run tákùlà láìlà ìlàlà àwẹ̀ tán ojú tajọ̀sán ọlọ́run ló mọye ládá 30 bag nothing should tamper with my ego èmi mo lẹ̀sìn mi sẹ́ mo lè fi brag ẹgbẹ́ ọlọ́run tóbi Allahu Akbar ẹ̀yọ̀ ń bá nábì sallallahu alaihi wasallam olúwa ló ń ṣọ́ wa àwa ò ní ìdí ajá tí Fọlárìn bá mú bí ìtàyà bí ti ajá torí ìdí gan lébè wọn fẹ́yìn bí ìjì àwa fùrọ̀ tí ò bá ti tóbi tó fùrọ̀ ìfánà kò lè fíríkì àwa kò dẹ̀ lè fíìtì àwa Tinúkẹ́ ń tó pitì ó ń gbé màlúmi tìwòtìwò ló dèndé irú àyẹn níbo ló ti rí ta ló tún fẹ́ fi jọ òbí tó bí ni wọ́n ló ń dó yàtì bó ń dó ṣéke bó ṣe ń jó disco ló ń jó rékè fún anábà jẹ́ ká patronize sọ̀rọ̀ owó ká mọ price jẹ́ ká ṣe lọ́wọ́ déédé ìwọ náà mọ̀ mi ò kéré mo mọ̀ pé mi ò hólì ìbọn ọmọ wòlíì ni mi béèrè lọ́wọ́ délé tẹ́ bá ti rí Tinúkẹ́ ẹ sọ fún pé mo dúpẹ́ gbogbo kìsìn gbogbo missionary gbogbo tẹ́ bá ti rí Tinúkẹ́ ẹ sọ fún pé mo dúpẹ́ gbogbo kìsìn gbogbo missionary gbogbo délé tẹ́ bá ti rí Tinúkẹ́ ẹ sọ fún pé mo dúpẹ́ gbogbo kìsìn gbogbo missionary gbogbo tẹ́ bá ti rí Tinúkẹ́ ẹ sọ fún pé mo dúpẹ́ gbogbo kìsìn gbogbo ọmọ ìgbà wo ló jáná gbogbo scope mi ló ti ká tán ọmọge wá ná I go chop before I chop you ṣe lè dáná ó mọ̀ pé mo kó ẹ̀jẹ̀ bíi ti sushi gbọ́n ẹ̀ mú bíi ti squishy ọmọ ẹ̀lẹ̀ tó dùn bí.
I don't suffer, no be small. But say I get sense. Poverty no good at all. Now it make I join this business. For one night, no be cheap. It's so second. Everybody be there. If anybody follow Mugu, my brother. National airport, National stadium, Presidency, my sister, brother, Tinubu, I be the master. Oh, man, I go drop your dollar, I go take your money, disappear. For one time in the bed. The refinery, let me get her.
láyé o.
Àwa ò ní ṣàbàmọ̀ láyé.
Àwa ò ní ṣàbàmọ̀ láyé.
Àwa ò ní ṣàbàmọ̀ láyé.
Dẹ́bìtọ̀ rẹ̀ àtàrà ilé o.
Àwa ò ní ṣàbàmọ̀ láyé.
Àwa ò ní ṣàbàmọ̀ láyé.
But I want to advise the communities to be resilient enough. I want to advise the Nigerian army to be resilient enough, because there is no way people will travel a distance of 700 kilometers to go to Damboa. Ordinarily, from here to Damboa is only about 100 kilometers. So I'm aware of what has been happening, but I believe the matters arising shall be dealt with, and then we shall strengthen the resilience of the community, but we shall ensure that movement from Maiduguri to Damboa should continue. This will not deter us from following the road. Urge the Nigerian military and all other security agencies to beef up security along the road so that such incidents will not happen again. 8 lost their lives. About 7 were severely injured and 14 experienced minor injuries. Let me start with the responses. I don't want to join issues with the Minister of Information. I believe he's naive of what is happening in the country. He doesn't know what is ongoing in the country. Our discussions during the Security Council was not bad. We just raised an alarm that there is a resurgence of Boko Haram activities in Borno State, and there is a need for Borno State government, the military as well as paramilitary, to work together in order to abut the looming situation. I think this is a very good advice. Nothing has been said again. But most importantly, I want to assure you that we have been to Abuja. We met the service chief, especially the CDS, Chief of Army Staff, Naval Staff, as well as Air Staff. We received assurances from them that they will do everything possible to control the situation. And we are so happy with the response that we had from the service chiefs. And the government of Borno State will continue to partner with the Nigerian military, will continue to partner with the federal government of Nigeria with a view to reducing the menace of the insurgency. And I want to assure the people of Borno State that inshallah, under my watch, Boko Haram will not have the capacity to do what they did before. We shall do everything possible to curtail them, and then government of Borno State will provide more support to the Nigerian army. We shall strengthen the resilience of our civilian JTF, hunters and vigilante, and most especially, I will live up to the expectations of the people of Borno State by completely addressing the problem of insecurity. I believe when we took over from 2019 to date, that's a very serious gap, and then what has been happening these days will not be allowed to remain unchanged. Thank you very much.
Oh, all right. So good day to you. Good to be your company and all that. I wasn't even actually intending to start this. And by the way, yes, click on the like, click on the subscribe, click on the hyperlink that says StreamYard if you want to come and join me on the screen. Or that I wasn't even intending to start with that particular video. But it was one of the videos that I prepared for yesterday. I think I've actually even played it before. But it was one of the videos in stock, and I just wanted to play it again to highlight you to what is going on in Nigeria. So that's the governor of Borno State right there. That's Babagana Zulum. So he was speaking of the resurgence in insurgency in Borno State. So that's what he was speaking to Babagana Zulum. He was speaking to the resurgence of insurgency in Borno State. So unless you've not been with this platform for long enough, or unless you are not equipped enough in terms of understanding of the Nigerian landscape. But the resurgency of insurgency in Borno State, it should not come as a surprise to anybody, because for the last 12 months on this platform, we've always said that with 2 years to go to the next election, the Northerners, they will ignite banditry and insurgency and Boko Haram and all of those spaces to try and create chaos and violence within the society, in order then to create an insecurity narrative in the build up to 2027, because they did that with Goodluck Jonathan successfully. And almost, and by the way, the only silver bullet that the North feels that they have is violence. And the only threat that the Nigerian state exists under on in terms of the North is violence. So nobody is of any thought that the Northerners can outmaneuver you in terms of politicking. Nobody is of that thought. Nobody is of the thought that any Northerner can outmaneuver anybody intellectually in intellect or conversation or debate. Nobody has there'll be the anomalous Northerner that bucks the trend, but as a broad spectrum of people, nobody has any expectations that anybody from the North can out debate or out intellectualize anybody from the South. Nobody in the South, and even very few people in the North have that thought. But the one thing that the Northerners have always held as a whip hand over the Nigerian state is that preponderance for violence, because they have no regard for their life or the human life. Well, the upper echelons of the North, they have regard for their lives, but they cushion their lives in the Middle East and Europe, not so much America, but a little bit America as well. So they hide away in the Western world. But the abundance of the North are dead poor people who have been indoctrinated that there's a life after life, that is a life of abundance if they die for the right reason. So they're able to ignite these people then in huge volumes to launch as a weapon. And that is the potency of the North. The preponderance of violence is the whip hand that the North has always held over the Nigerian state. So it is that preponderance of violence that they use to maneuver the Nigerian state. We've seen the killings of, we saw the savaging of the Southerners in the Biafran War, which was, you won't say Gowon was a Northerner, but it's a Middle Belter, but in terms of the leanings, it leans more towards the North than the South. You've seen the Abiola experience, and all of these experiences, you've seen the savaging of the Hausas in their own domain. So the preponderance, the violence is a tried and trusted political tool in the armory of the North, and that is their potency. And that is what you're seeing playing out now. So we all knew that with about 2 years to go towards the elections, they will start to launch insurgency, banditry, terrorism at the Nigerian state, in order to create a landscape, a backdrop of insecurity in the propulsion towards 2027. So we've been saying that for the last 12 months. Anybody that's been on this platform knows that we've always been saying that. And as always the case, because we only speak what we know to be truth. We only speak what we know to be the truth on this platform. And because of the good fortune of this platform, that we have virtually the best brains that the Nigerian landscape has to offer. If you think of the people that come here, Baba, Enigmatic, Kulata, Ogbeni, all of these people. So these are the best brains that Nigeria. We predicted the last election by a 5% stress point either way, and we got it absolutely right. So we always tell you, if you continue to follow this platform, then you would know what will happen as the Nigerian state continues to reshape. and we will tell you without prejudice, based on data and intellect, so that you can know with a level of certainty and predictability what will happen. We told you that the Northerners will start to launch insurgency at the Tinubu administration with about 2 years towards the election, and we're seeing it play out now. So from now, so this is the next prediction now. So hold this firm. For now, all the way through to the Christmas and the first 2 quarters and the first quarter of not even the first quarter, because when we go to Christmas, when we get to 2027, yes, for and maybe for the whole of 2026 as well, you'll start to hear more and more incidents of Fulani herdsmen savaging people in western farm places, the interland, difficult to reach interiors, all of those places. You'll be hearing a lot of that. The narrative from here all the way towards the election will be about insurgency, because this is the set play of the North. Their politics is about violence, and this is how they truncated Goodluck Jonathan successfully, and they want to experiment it with Tinubu as well. So I thought I saw that clip and I thought I'd bring it to the fore just to highlight. So don't be surprised now. From now at the sound of my voice all the way through to 2023, the only thing you'll ever hear is about Fulani band, and you'll still hear it today and tomorrow. Fulani bandits have killed XYZ, Benue, Oyo, Enugu, Abakaliki, Ondo. Edo, they captured another set with weapons in Edo just earlier today. So they are launching them in full volume into the southern inferiors to go and wreak havoc there, in order then to control the storyline of the Nigerian landscape and create an atmosphere of tension, fear, and intimidation as they build up then to 2027. Because what they are hoping for is that they will do sufficient enough of that for the South to backlash against the Fulanis. And then when the South backlashes against the Fulanis, then they will wrap that narrative around the colors and banners of Islam, and then they will turn it against Islam, against the South. So we see how all that plays out, but the game is afoot. The game is afoot. So let me take a break from that opening sort of whatnot, and then we launch into it. Let me just give you a 2-3 minute little soup song of a bit of music, and then we get into it.
Now mama believe so, we no get another war. Now mama believe so. Now mama believe so, we no get another war. Now mama believe so. Only Tunubu. Now mama believe so. Now mama believe so, we no get another war. Now mama believe so. Now mama believe so, we no get another war. Now mama believe so. Now mama believe so, we no get another war. Now mama believe so. Only Tinubu. Now mama believe so. Mama Nigeria.
And there it is right there. So there it is right there. Whatever those Abokis just said right there is exactly the case. So whatever those Abokis just said right there is exactly the case. So the afternoon session has already the convention, no more than an hour and a half to 2 hours. Just a snapshot, a catch-up of going on within the Nigerian space. So we're back to the old and tried, but certainly not trusted narrative of Tinubu and the FBI file. So, of course, meet and bring to the obedient space and a feeding frenzy the expectations on this. U.S. court orders FBI anti-drug agency to release investigation dossiers on Tinubu. So this is the the silver bullet that the obedient and the raw meat eating cannibalized space are hoping will be the final push to see Tinubu out of office, because of course they have no concept of how politics works. US court orders FBI, anti-drug agency, to release investigation dossiers on Tinubu. So now let's now see how this plays out. We go at speed. If you want to come in, link in the comment section. But like I said, an hour and a half to 2 hours, no more. The United States District Court of the District of Columbia has ordered the U.S. law enforcement agencies to release confidential information generated on President Tinubu during a purported federal investigation in the 1990s. The judge, Beryl Howell, made the order on Tuesday, saying that protecting the information from public disclosure is let me take that from the top again, actually. Pardon me. The United States District Court of the District of Columbia ordered ordered top U.S. law enforcement agencies to release confidential information generated on President Bola Tinubu during a purported federal investigation in the 1990s. The judge, Beryl Howell, made the order on Tuesday, saying that protecting the information from public disclosure is neither logical nor plausible. An American, Aaron Greenspan. So this Aaron Greenspan right here, let me just highlight the name. This Aaron, you know what they call a lobbyist. This Aaron Greenspan right here is on the payroll of the IPOB Obidients pay. So he's very much on their payroll. It's their reference man. It's a guy they pay within the American administration to try and subvert the Nigerian state. So Aaron Greenspan is a rogue agent in terms of the Nigerian state. An American, Aaron Greenspan, has filed a suit on June 2023 under the Freedom of Information Act against the Executive Office of the Attorney of the U.S. Attorneys, Department of State, Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, Internal Revenue Service, IRS, Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, and the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA. In his complaint, Mr. Greenspan accused the law enforcement agencies of violating the FOIA, so that's the Freedom of Information Act, that's FO, that's that acronym, by failing to release within the statutory time documents relating to purported federal investigations into President Tinubu and Abiodun Agbele or Agbale, however you choose to pronounce that. Between 2022 and 2023, Mr. Greenspan filed 12 FOIA requests with 6 different U.S. government agencies and components seeking information about a joint investigation conducted by the FBI, IRS, DEA, and the U.S. Attorney's offices for the Northern District of Indiana and Northern District of Illinois. According to Mr. Greenspan, the records being requested involved charging decisions on the activities including money laundering of a Chicago heroin ring that operated in the early 1990s. In each Freedom of Information Act request, so I'm going to be reading the acronyms out because I struggle to FOIE is just or whatever it is. Let me just say what the acronym means. In each of the each of the Freedom of Information Act requests, the Americans sought criminal investigative records about 4 named individuals allegedly associated with the drug ring: Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Lee Andrew Edwards, Muiz Abe Boyega, Abegboyega Akonde, and Abiodun Agbale. So those are the four characters. After the request, all 5 U.S. agencies issued glamour responses, refusing to confirm or deny whether the requested records existed. Mr. Greenspan contested those responses at the Department of Justice Office of Information Policy, the OIP, however, affirmed the agency's refusal to confirm or deny the existence of the requested records. Hold on 1 second. I've got my little boy here. I tried to shut him up with McDonald's, but he's still here making noise. Annie, do you want to go downstairs or are you going to be quiet? No, she's not coming in. Are you good? Oh, hold on. Let me play you a bit of music, sort this boy out. Sorry about that. No. Any.
Karka bari su kashe maka sanda kake. Samu kudin ka kawai ka kashe.
I don't suffer, no be small. But say I get sense. Poverty no good at all. Now it make I join this business. For one night, no be it's once again. Everybody be there. If anybody follow Mugu, my brother. National airport, National stadium, President, my sister, brother, Tinubu, I be the master. Oh, man, I go chop your dollar, I go take your money, disappear. For one time in the bed. The refinery, the contract, but you won't pay me some more.
All right. Apologies for that. That was my little boy then having a bit of a moment with daddy. All right. Let's take it from the top again. Go at speed. U.S. court orders FBI anti-drug agency to release investigation dossier on Tinubu. So we go at a rapid speed this time because, of course, we are under time constraints. The United States District Court for the District of Columbia has ordered top U.S. law enforcement agencies to release confidential information generated on President Bola Tinubu during a purported federal investigation in the 1990s. The judge, Beryl Howell, made the order on Tuesday, saying that the judge, Beryl Howell, made the order on Tuesday, saying that protecting the information from public disclosure is neither logical nor plausible. An American, Aaron Greenspan, had filed a suit in June 2023 under the Freedom of Information Act against the Executive Office of the U.S. Attorney's Department of State, Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, Internal Revenue Service, IRS, Drug Enforcement Administration DEA and the Central Intelligence Agency CIA. In his complaint, Mr. Greenspan accused the law enforcement agencies of violating the Freedom of Information Act by failing to release within the statutory time documents relating to purported federal investigations into President Bola Tinubu and one Abiodun Agbele. Between 2022 and 2023, Mr. Greenspan filed 12 Freedom of Information Act requests with 6 different United States government agencies and components seeking information about a joint investigation conducted by the FBI, IRS, DEA, and the U.S. Attorney's offices for the Northern District of Indiana and Northern District of Illinois. According to Mr. Greenspan, the records being requested involves charging decisions on the activities, including money laundering, of a Chicago heroin ring that operated in the early 1990s. In each Freedom of Information Act request, the American sought criminal investigative records about 4 named individuals allegedly associated with the drug ring: Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Lee Andrew Edwards, Muiz Abegboyega Akande, and Abiodun Agbele. After the request, all 5 U.S. agencies issued glamour responses, refusing to confirm or deny whether the requested records existed. Mr. Greenspan contested those responses at the Department of Justice's Offices of Information Policy. The OIP, however, affirmed the agency's refusal to confirm or deny the existence of the requested records. The American then filed a lawsuit on the 12th of June 2023, naming the FBI, the DEA, the IRS, and all the other component agencies are challenging each agency's response to the separate Freedom of Information request. Court documents show that the CIA was later added as a defendant in the first amended complaint, along with a challenge to that agency's glamour response to the plaintiff's Freedom of Information request. On October the 20th, 2023, Mr. Greenspan filed an emergency motion seeking a hearing to compel the U.S. agencies to immediately produce records responsive to his Freedom of Information request. He cited the Nigerian Supreme Court's plan to begin hearing arguments in 3 days' time in a litigation contesting Mr. Tinubu's 2023 election as the president of Nigeria. The 3 days later, on the 23rd of October 2023, Mr. Greenspan's emergency motion was denied for failing to satisfy any of the requirements for emergency injunctive relief. Also, on that same day, President Tinubu moved to intervene in the case, citing his privacy interest in his confidential tax records and documents from federal enforcement agencies that fall within the Privacy Act or excerpts of the Freedom of Information Act and should not be disclosed. So on and on it goes, but I think we get the gist of that. So I'm not going to labor too much on that now. So that essentially then is the final thrust then of trying to force out then that whatever records the FBI have on Tinubu, because this is the desperation of the politics of it, of course. I'm not quite sure how impactful that would be actually. Even if there was success on that, I'm not quite sure how impactful it will be. But let's go on from that to this. Let's go on from this is the response now to that storyline by the government. Nothing new to reveal. Presidency dismisses U.S. court order on Tinubu's drug case files. The Nigerian presidency has downplayed the recent U.S. federal court ruling ordering the Federal Bureau of Investigation (FBI) and the Drug Enforcement Administration (DEA) to release investigative files connected to President Bola Tinubu, saying the documents in question are decades old and contain no incriminating findings. Reacting to the judgment delivered last Tuesday by Judge Beryl A. Howell of the United States District of Washington, D.C., Bayo Ononuga, Special Advisor on Information and Strategy to Tinubu, in a post on X on Sunday said, "There is nothing new to be revealed. The report by Agent Moss of the FBI and the DIA report have been in the public space for more than 30 years. The reports did not indict the Nigerian leader. The response followed the heightened public interest after the U.S. court partially granted a Freedom of Information Act request filed by American Transparency Advocate Aaron Greenspan. So it's not really an American transparency advocate, or it's an American agent of the Atiku camp. It's under their payroll, so it's nothing to do with anything other than a man working for its money. Pardon me. The response followed heightened public interest after the U.S. court partially granted a Freedom of Information Act request filed by American transparency activist Aaron Greenspan, ordering the FBI and the DEA to lift their long-standing glamour response, neither confirming nor denying the existence of records regarding Tinubu's alleged links to 1990s heroin trafficking and money laundering investigation in Chicago. Okay, so it says, in his ruling, Judge Howell stated that the existence of such investigative records had already been acknowledged in a 1993 civil forfeiture case filed by the U.S. Department of Justice, which named Tinubu and resulted in the forfeiture of funds from the U.S. bank accounts. The judge found that this official disclosure nullified the FBI and DIA's grounds for secrecy. However, Ononuga insisted that the ruling changes nothing about Tinubu's legal or political standing. The lawyers are examining the rulings, he added. The Central Intelligence Agency CIA was allowed to maintain its glamour response, with the court agreeing that confirming or denying the existence of CIA records on Tinubu could compromise national security, while the FBI and DIA must now process any responsive records for release. The presidency maintained that the matter had long been settled. Tinubu's legal team has previously argued that the documents were related to civil forfeiture, not criminal conviction, and contained no evidence of wrongdoing. The court has given the involved parties until May the 2nd, 2025 to report on next steps, even as interest in the case remains high amongst journalists, political observers, and civil societies both in Nigeria and abroad. So that is the state. That is the state of play now. It's essentially the regurgitation of old noise, because we have been here before with these people severally. But I still got a few more storylines to bring you. But let me bring on the person that is here and have a little conversation with him. So we have Saraki. What is Saraki up to in 2020? I might actually save this for tonight. So this will be the headline for tonight. What is Saraki up to in 2027? So let me keep that in abeyance for later on tonight, and let's keep the focus centrally then on Tinubu and the US file. So let me put that back on the screen as I bring Oroyo up to see what his thoughts are. Uh, Oroyo, are you coming up? What's going on here? Oroyo, how far? Are you there? Oroyo. Sorry, guy, man. I don't have the patience for people to just be there and not. Oroyo, are you there or not? Are you there, Oroyo? You know, when people make the decision to go on not just this platform or any platform, then you have to make the time commitment to be there. So this guy is there now. It's been muted, and it's not really. I've paused to have a conversation. Let me just remove him, man. I don't have the patience or the tolerance for this. Let me just. Oroya, I'm going to boot you out because I cannot abide this sort of yeah. Let me just remove you. Oh, all right. So if it's not there, then it's not there. If you're not ready, then please don't come on. Only come on if you're ready. That's just the thing. Bit annoying when you do that, you know. They are shouting Oroyo, and it's not oh, all right. Oh, all right, let me give you one more readout and then we may just end it there because, of course, I don't think quite anybody up for the conversation. 2027, Atiku will join APC if Tinubu promises to hand over power. This is Atiku. This is a Wiki rather than doubling down on Atiku. So I'll give you this readout. I'll send the link again. If anybody wants to come in. Otherwise, we'll just shut it down after this. But if you do decide to come in, then come in with the preparedness to have a conversation, not just stay there and be muted and just occupy the space. So if you want a conversation, then come in. Then if you don't, then we just end this. It's not there's no compulsion. So that's the link in the comment section right there. All right. So yeah. Let me give you this readout. Then we may just cap it off after that. 2027, Atiku will join APC if Tinubu promises to hand over power. This is a Wiki aid. And by the way, I'm only really bringing you this storyline because I concur with the headline. Atiku will do anything for power because he's not a principled man. He's just a power hungry man. Buhari made him the same set of promises in was it 2019 or what was the last round of elections that Buhari contested? Was it 2019? Buhari made him the same set of promises in 2019 for him to sheathe his sword from being rigged out of that election. He gave him the assurance that he will hand over to him in 2023, and this is what satisfied Atiku. Atiku is not a man based on principle or on anything. It's just a hunger for power. 2027, Atiku will join APC if Tinubu promises to hand over power. This is a Wiki aid. So, Larry Olayinka, spokesperson for the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Yemsin Wike, has claimed that any opposition movement led by former PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar is bound to fail. So it's quite right to say that actually because the one notoriety that Atiku Abubakar has is that he is preponderant for failing. Everything that he does fails politically. Successful in business and not even in business. It's not a success in business. It's a success in looting. So any opportunity that he has to have access to the Nigerian state funds. He loots as much as he can. So that is his only skill. But in terms of electioneering, of being acceptable or presentable to the Nigerian people, he always fails. Larry Olayinka, spokesperson for the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Yemsin Wike, has claimed that any opposition movement led by former PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar is bound to fail. Olayinka asserted that Atiku would readily defect to the ruling All Progressive Congress APC if President Bola Tinubu promised to hand over power to him in 2027. So I don't even think in 2027, if Tinubu even promises to hand over power to him, because if Tinubu promises to hand over power to him in 2027, then he will know that Tinubu is lying to him. But if Tinubu promises to hand over power to Atiku in 2031, Atiku will still sheathe his sword because the only thing that Atiku is interested in is a desperation for power. It's just a power monger, power hungry sort of a character. At 2027, Atiku will join APC if Tinubu promises to hand over power to him. This is a Wike aide making this headline. Larry Olayinka, spokesperson for the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Yemson Wike, has claimed that any opposition movement led by former PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar is bound to fail. Olayinka asserted that Atiku would readily defect to the ruling All Progressive Congress APC if President Bola Tinubu promised to hand over power to him in 2027. This comment came in response to Atiku's recent visit to former President Muhammadu Buhari in Kaduna, which has sparked political speculation. Atiku, alongside former governors Nasir El-Rufai Kaduna, Aminu Tambuwal Sokoto, and Gabriel Suswam Benue, met with Buhari on Friday. The former vice president later explained that the visit was merely a Salah homage. Olayinka, however, dismissed the explanation, suggesting that Atiku's actions were politically motivated and sarcastically urged him to extend similar courtesy visits to former President Olusegun Obasanjo during Lisabi Day celebration in Abeokuta. In a post shared via Facebook, Olayinka wrote, "Those of us who have sense know that any opposition being led by Atiku is a failure from the beginning. The reason is simple. If tomorrow President Tinubu calls Atiku and tells him, 'Don't worry, I will hand over to you in 2027. Just join APC,' he, Atiku, will be in the APC immediately." He added, "I am still waiting for Atiku to carry body and go to Abeokuta to pay Lisa B Day homage to Obasanjo Sha. Also, we are doing a Gungun festival in my hometown next month. Let him not forget to pay a Gungun festival homage to us in Okemesi, Ekiti." So this is the level of ridicule now that Atiku is now subjected to. Olayinka's remarks have stirred further debates as the 2027 elections begin to emerge in Nigeria's political horizon. So that's because Atiku now are pretty much an object of ridicule now, just a ridiculous man. Which Arabambi clip, Nigerman? Did you send me an Arabambi clip? Let me see if I have that. I'll see if I can find that. I'll play that and then we'll round it off if nobody turns up. Where are you, Nigerman? There's a nine. Sure. Where are you, Nigerman? I don't think you sent me any Arabambi clip. Oh. You know that we have Arabambi's number on this platform. As soon as I've got all these renovations going on in my house, as soon as I have it done, I'm going to start lining up guest after guest. Even my workman, it's not turned up today, making excuses. The problem I'm having with this workman is he'll turn up one day, not turn up the next, make an excuse. Is either sick, or his daughter is this, his wife is that, and and you can't fight with him because he just abandon you, even though you are paying him. It's a real. It's been at it for. I'm looking for your name, Najaman. That's why I'm just said. I can't find your name, So maybe I'll just leave. Where are you, Najaman? I don't think you sent me an Arabambi clip, Najaman. Where is it? Maybe you imagined that you did and you did not. Is that what it is? Uh, all right. Let me speak to Kenny whilst I'm looking for that. Kenny, good to have you, man. I was just about to bail out. What's going on?
Yes. Yeah, good afternoon, woman. How are you doing, sir?
Good afternoon. This your connection is very poor. Nobody can hear anything.
Uh, okay. I don't know what is going on because I don't. Anytime I'm in the car, the network is always somehow. Okay, then don't worry then.
All right. I don't think it works. All right. Thank you. All right. Let me see. I'll play you the Kegite music. If nobody else turns up, I'll just shut it down. I mean, it's not by force. So we'll play the Kegite music. Nobody else turns up, we shut it down.
Only water, where they see ma. Water,
only water, where they see ma.
Hapa o naido. Hapa o naido. Hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù yé o. Ibe sodi kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ o. Bobby master kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ o. Chief Failati kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù dòdò jàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Odúyẹ̀lá ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosoname ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosodunke ẹyẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀. Ikú kò ní ríwà gbéṣe o.
All right, there it is right there. Ikuku Niru Agwechemi does have nothing to do with us. So Najama wants us to interact with this clip on the screen. So we interact with it. So this is Abayomi Arabambi. If the renovation going on in my house, if he finishes before by Thursday thereabout, then I promise to bring you this guy over the weekend because I am in contact with him, so I'm able to bring him if he's somebody you want. So let's see what Abayomi Arabambi has to say. Let's see.
If he want to dare me, he knelt down to. I was there when Governor Oti came. He lost APC primary and ran to Aburi. If he want to dare me, he knelt down to Aburi before they gave him that ticket. Because we have a candidate in our mind before.
Who was the candidate?
We know we have a candidate in Abia State that time before he came. And Mr. Obi now actually put pressure. Oh, this man has been running to be governor for the past 12 years. APC, PDP, they refused to give him. I was suspicious. You see, these are some of the things that we have in Labour Party. I told Chairman, I said, come, most of these people, when they come, this is not just the way we take them, Ugland and Sinker. Let us be very careful. This man, why didn't PDP?
I wonder what faction Arabambi is in now. It used to be the Man Friday for La Media Papa. Now he's now the voice of Aburi. So clearly, and if you look at him, actually, pay a special focus to his hand. That is I hope that's not a Pata Philippe, because that looks like the wristwatch is wearing is probably the price of a small apartment in Lekki, and the hand ring that is wearing will buy you a house comfortably in Ondo and Ekiti. So clearly he's come into new wealth as his politics changes from supporting Lamidia Papa to now being the mouthpiece of Julius Abure. So money talks and bullshit works.
You see, these are some of the things that we have in Labour Party. I told Chairman, I said, come, most of these people, when they come, this is not just the way we take them. You know, Ugland and Senka. Let us be very careful. This man, why didn't PDP give him ticket? Why do you think APC rejected him? Don't let us take him. We'll see him win. If you don't win, so be it. But when they take him now, look at him pronouncing himself yesterday as the chairman of NEC. When in our constitution, it is not like that. But Supreme Court had directed every member of Labour Party go back to our constitution, because we have an executive in place. Now,
before you go ahead, you said Governor Alex Oti knelt down
for Julius Abure. Before he was given that
where?
In the secretariat.
In the Labour Party secretariat,
of course.
In
Abuja here.
And you were there.
You know, this is my 17 years in Labour Party. When I was deputy chairman of Labour Party in Ogun State, Abure was the state secretary in Edo. You see, we all grew to the ladder. But because of the opportunity from their side, when he became deputy secretary, then later, the secretary, then later the chairman, you have some, because at that time we have Mimiko on our side from the Southwest, so they didn't want to, and we have a deputy national chairman from the Southwest. So they were pushing, we can't have that and have, such a prompt position again. That was why some of us, stay put in that position until 2022, when I spent 2 years as caretaker. Then I spent 8 years, substantive, when I did my Congress, before I now moved, to the national. But you see, a lot of the people, they were coming from PDP. They thought our constitution is like PDP constitution. They don't know that governors are not leader of
the party, Labour Party.
As national is concerned, the national chairman shall give leadership to the party, preside over all meetings of NEC, NWC, and convention. That is what it says. And parties must obey their constitution in the judgment given by Jose Mario Dili during the issue between former Minister of Transport, Rotimi Amechi, versus Magnus Abi. You all knew what happened. That was why Governor Wike strolled into the government house. They were all disqualified in Rivers. Then it also happened between Senator Talas Mafara and Yari Ahmed
in Zamfara.
So they don't understand that most of these things were law that are on ground before, but they thought we are babies, that they will just, when they just come and they do gra, then all of us will run away. Like what they did now, let me tell you, in Nabia.
I still wanted to, who are those that were there? Because a lot of Nigerians will find it hard to believe what you have said. That an Alex Oti of his caliber will be kneeling down to Julius Abure. For what purpose?
Because
who was there?
Ticket. He wanted ticket.
So he had to kneel down? Kneel down for what? Was he begging him?
Begging because we have a candidate already. We have a candidate already.
Who was there aside yourself?
You said?
How many of you were there?
No, national chairman and so many other people were there. National secretary, all of them were there now. Everybody should know, myself and Abure, we are 5 and 6, in this party. We are 5 and 6. They came. Not only that, I'm telling Nigerians, most of this assembly you saw, I challenge them, let them come here with statement of account. We have senators that paid 500,000 out of their 6.5 million. But today, they are, riding Jeep and they thought they can insult the party leadership. If they dare it, we will publish it outside.
Publish what?
The money they paid. They were supposed to pay. No, the nomination and the rate of interest.
So they didn't pay the right amount.
Some of them begged to even pay 500,000. The man in Kaduna was the one cleaning the chairman's office, the Okada ban, the one that defended to APC. He was the one cleaning the chairman's office. Where is he going to get 3.5 million? The man that defected to APC, where is he going to get it? Which APC is going to give him tickets?
So you defray the cost for them?
Of course, because they beg. All of them, they came begging. Oh, we will do well, we'll do well. But since that time, none of them had ever deemed fit to drop any kobo into that party account. Even when chairman said it the last time. They just quickly, conduct themselves as vultures. Oh, let's push the people out. And they found, a Peter Obi waiting to do their bidding. That was, the genesis of that crisis. They came from PDP, APC, and most of them, we have finished our primary before they came. All those people. We did cases for them. In fact, I've instructed the lawyer that did that case. We were going to sue Labour Party for 640 million. The money we used, the case we used, the charges, they did not pay. They did not pay that money because they were all broke. We were the one because they came after the primary. And I had to write a letter to order, by our guideline, the time for social primary has elapsed. We now proceeded to court. They wrote a letter that guideline, that was when the court now said, no, your guideline cannot be superior to electoral act.
It's a real conundrum what is going on in the Labour Party. Julius Abure is fighting to hold on to the Labour Party reins, to the leadership. So he's fighting for that. But for him to hold on to the Labour Party reins, he has to battle Peter Obi to continue to be the chairman. Because as we all know, it's universally known that Peter Obi doesn't want him there anymore. So he has to defeat Peter Obi to continue to hold on to the reins of the Labour Party. That's Julius Abure. But if he defeats Peter Obi to continue to hold on to the reins of the Labour Party, then Peter Obi necessarily has to leave the Labour Party. And if Peter Obi leaves the Labour Party with his band of followership, if Peter Obi leaves the Labour Party, then the Labour Party will revert back to where it always was, which is at ground zero. So it's a real conundrum. So they are battling now to hold on. So what serves more the party and even serves more their finances? Julius Abure is stepping aside, and by the way, they are willing to give him a soft landing. By the way, Julius Abure, not to kick him out of the party, but to send him to the board of trustees, maybe to be the chairman of the board of trustees or whatever. But remove him from the central potency of that party because it's not it's not too toxic a figure to continue to steer the ship of that party. So that's what they want. But Julius Abure, because of course the chairmanship of the Labour Party is where all of the money is. The money comes through him, and he takes he slashes it in half and pockets half of it to feed people like Arabambi and the rest of them. But so what do they want? To hold on to a small fish in a small pond, or a big fish in a small pond, to be that, or to be a small fish in a bigger ocean. So that's the decision that Julius Abure has to make. But for him to continue to be the chairman of the Labour Party, he necessarily has to defeat Peter Obi. And if he defeats Peter Obi, then that marks the departure of Peter Obi from that party.
An electoral cannot be superior to the constitution. That was why we won that case. And you see all of them, we won 24. But when the man was the one that did that case, I lodged him in Barcelona Hotel for over 6 months. But when they entered, after 3 months, when they had their money, what they decided to do, they now conspire against the party leadership. Even when some of them see me, you see them forming big men. I will just look at them in the National Assembly that, look at this one forming big man. Big man that you are unable to even pay. I am on the national TV now. If we are going to court, all of them will come or will now ask EFCC to recover that money from them because they knew we got the judgment before INEC will agree to their name and they won that election. And I'm telling you that they did not, for 24 states, they did not pay a kobo. Up to today, I have received that I pay personal hotel from my money. For in what? My name. No, I lodged lawyers over that matter then. Because we were thinking there are people that be grateful to the party. So they will know I pay, for lawyer.
But can you say same of Peter Obi? Because Peter Obi literally made, as far as 2023 election is concerned, the Labour Party seemed to have ruled on the popularity and the acceptance of Peter Obi. And there are those who will say, if not for Peter Obi, Labour Party wouldn't have gotten anywhere.
Well, let me say, you see, a lot of people, they have a very, let me say, short memory. We have won an election with Mimiko in this country. Senator Omagege was a senator elect under Labour Party. He crossed to APC because he wanted to become Senate president. Andiuba, may God, bless his soul, that died. I mean, Andiuba, you are forgetting, Great Ogboru, all of them contested. We've been winning rep, we've been winning Senate in Nigeria before the advent of Obi. Yes, when he came, do not forget, there is a lot of youth that were angry, at the way the government is being run. And Labour Party and Peter Obi just fit into their mindset, which gave us, some leverage. But that does not mean that after the election, you will now, come into the house, say because you are very good architect, you come to my hand, you say, oh, we can design this side like this, we can design like this, and after everything, is done, you now ask me to leave.
So you are inferring that they are ungrateful.
They are completely ungrateful to Julius Abure. Don't let me lie to you. Something causes issue between us, Apapa and Abure. It was these same people, because by then, he never knew they were trying to use elimination by substitution. Something like a term in mathematics. Oh, let us join you and push this Arabambi, Apapa, let's put them away. And they thought we are left. They now swoop on Abure. Now, in Delta State, Governor Lesotho, Mr. Peter Obi, they were with Abure when they extended that tenure by 1 year. And that was during the Lucenian order.
With the clause that you will conduct congresses.
Yes, they extended
Julius Abure's tenure with the caveat that there will be a conduct.
No, they were talking about convention.
Okay.
Not congress, they were talking about convention. So after getting it, railroaded in, the issue now came out. He told me then, I met Peter Obi, he actually confided that, yes, they told him to step aside, and that was, the division, where the division, started. Himself and Governor Lesotho. You remember Lesotho said in his video that I called him. What do you want? It's an insult. Actually, governor. If he's a governor of APC, you go and tell Ganduje, what do you want? Go and step aside. It's an insult. But they felt, oh, we are all in hall. That aura of the party where they are coming from, they thought that is the way our party is structured. So you see an House of Rep who, when he see chairman, he expects everybody around to start shivering because he has come with some money that he doesn't have before he got elected. We are not that kind of person. Our party stipulated that at the word chairman shall be the leader of the party. We were not, it was Abure that did the constitution. It was, a GFO. They were the one that started it.
Property trading is instead of you purchasing the property, you give it to an investor, and in return.
All right, so there it is, right? All right, so there it is, right there. The inner wranglings within the Labour Party, a never-ending saga. Almost certainly will be bringing Arabambi back to the platform to come and expand then on where the Labour Party is and what is going on is there. So there it is. So the conversations for today wrapped around the Tinubu files according to the Obidients. So we're expecting then that all of the Obidient social media spaces, they'll be feasting on this at least up till next week. So all of their contents will be wrapping around this now, yet this drug narrative still that they're trying to. I'm not putting it up. So yet this drug narrative still that they're trying to wrap around.
What has
And,
TikTok that 200 people?
hold on 1 second. So yet this drug narrative still that they're still trying to wrap around the Tinubu administration. So we're expecting the Obidients space to be still gorging on the excesses of that. And the never-ending saga then that is the Labour Party, they're still at daggers drawn. So Peter Obi has to make the decision then within this quarter. So he has to make the decision between now and the next 2 months. So this month for the where are we now? January, February, March, April. So May, June. So he has to make a decision between now and June because he doesn't have the time anymore to dilly-dally. So is he going to stay within the Labour Party and continue this battle that is going on within that space? So that's one. Or is he going to hop sticks and go and join El Rufai in the SDP and have that battle out with El Rufai and Prince Adewale Adebayo? But then, Peter Obi in the Labour Party is a one-star space. It's a big fish in a little pond. Is the only star name in the Labour Party, Peter Obi. But in the moment Peter Obi leaves the Labour Party and goes anywhere else, anywhere that has the potency to continue to propel his ambition, the moment he does that, then he has to contend with people that are of equal or greater weight than him, and certainly all of them smarter than him. If Peter Obi leaves the Labour Party to go to the PDP, he has to contend with Wike, Saraki, Atiku, Tambuwal, Bala Mohammed, all of them supremely smarter, better educated, more intelligent than Peter Obi. So he has to contend with that. If he goes to the SDP, he has to contend with Prince Adewale Adebayo and El Rufai, all of whom more experienced, better educated, and superior to him by all of the matrices of measure. So he has to contend with that. But if he stays within the Labour Party, he doesn't have to contend with anybody because he's the only one of relevance in that space. So, but the decision time for Peter Obi now, this second quarter of the year, it doesn't go past June. He has to make that decision, a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond. So that's the decision Peter Obi has to make. So I think I'll wrap it up here because I don't think anybody is coming in for the conversation. So we'll play you a little bit of music and then we'll shut it down. Thank you, everyone. See you in the latter session.
Mo tẹríba fàdàgbà o, àgbà ẹ foríjì ni, ojoojúmọ́ ni mo pọ́n wọn lé, mo ń ṣèyá sí àwọn àgbà o, mi ò fojú tí rìn wọn láyé, ọmọdé ẹ má fàgbà ṣe yẹ̀yẹ́, torí oníkọ́ tó yọ̀ọ́lá ni, ọmọdé ń bọ̀ wá dàgbà o, màmá ń bọ̀ wá dàgbà o, ọmọdé ń bọ̀ wá dàgbà o, wọ́n máa ń bọ̀ wá dàgbà o. ṣòkòtò mo sọ àkúnlẹ̀yàn ọmọ ẹ̀dá láyé kò lè yí padà mo ń tẹnu mọ́ o olórí làlábàrò orí làlábàrò olórí làlábàrò mo lórí làlábàrò olórí làlábàrò orí mi gbé mi níjà o olórí làlábàrò làlábàrò olórí làlábàrò oríjà jogun ìkànnì wọn rí má fi wá fáyé mu nílé ayé wa o olúwa àgbẹ̀ wa níjà o àmì nílé ayé wa ó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ọ̀tá kọ́ ni wá ó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ọ̀tá kọ́ lẹ́yìn ṣọ́wa nínú àpamọ́ kìnìún ejò olóró àkékè ṣọ́wa nínú ìdàgìrì ayé dáàbò ẹ̀bùn wá fi ṣọ́rẹ́ ṣọ́wa o mo sádì ọba bá lókè o mo sádì ọba bá lókè o mo sádì ọba bá lókè mo máa sádì ọba bá lókè o mo sádì ọba bá lókè o olúwa gbé wa níjà o mo sádì ọba bá lókè o kó má fi wá sílẹ̀ o mo sádì ọba bá lókè o olúwa má fi wá sílẹ̀ o mo sádì ọba bá lókè o àwọn ọ̀tá tí wọ́n rè rajọ ìbànújẹ́ ti bá àwọn ọ̀tá nílé àwọn ọ̀tá tí wọ́n rè rajọ ìbànújẹ́ ti bá àwọn ọ̀tá nílé àwọn ọ̀tá tí wọ́n rè rajọ ìbànújẹ́ ti bá àwọn ọ̀tá nílé àwọn ọ̀tá tí wọ́n rè rajọ ìbànújẹ́ ti bá àwọn ọ̀tá nílé bí wọ́n ti ro ti wá sí nínú ilé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kó jẹ́ tiwọn lọ ijọ́ gbogbo àwọn ọ̀tá tí wọ́n rè rajọ ìbànújẹ́ ti bá àwọn ọ̀tá nílé àwọn ọ̀tá tí wọ́n rè.